Yeah, I was listening. People have. I want to be truthful. When I first got in on passive, I didn't know what to think. I didn't think, apples and make money and all that because it was elusive for years, and I never really put my mind to it. But last week when I watched the webinar, I realized a lot of times, and including me, people will ask you a question: "What are you going to do when the apples fall?" And I had that knee-jerk reaction. Well, I'm going to help the world. I want people to have water. I want, and just run through the spiel, about the same spiel as a lady in Miss Universe. I want world peace, and she's got that crazy freaking wave and all that, right? But I believe if we really think about it, and what I was thinking about is, like, Chris wants to help the homeless, and we all have these different niches. I believe, looking at it from my point of view, and everybody can add in because that makes it fun for me, is I think reality of apples and being able to do something with them, because most of us have never been in this situation where money's no object. You're not waking up on the 30th of the month. What am I going to pay? What aren't I going to pay? Am I going to answer that phone call? Am I going to pay that? And a lot of us go through that for years, 20, 30, 40 years. And then on top of that, we say, what are you going to do with all the extra apples? I'm going to help everybody that I see, blah, blah, blah. It sounds good, but I think when I started looking into it, like especially what Chris is doing, because people living in the street in the U.S. to me is disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. My whole family was in the military. I lost a brother in Vietnam. I lost another brother 2 years later. He was a lieutenant. They were both Rangers in the Army. And to hear about some guy going to Afghanistan for 2 and 3 tours of duty and then coming home and living on the street, we should be ashamed of ourselves, right? But I did find out, if you really look into it, I know we all have these, but I just want people to reevaluate how you want to do it. There's a lot of people right now on the street with the homeless trying to help them. And what do they need? They need resources. We don't need to be that person. That person's there if you can find them. They would love no more than you went to them, because they'll have the info you need. You go to Bobby and say, Bobby, you've been doing this for 6 years. You know he cares. He wouldn't be doing it. What would you do if money was an object? What could you do? And he might be able to tell you, see this building here? They got 75 cots. I can get 50 more cots for $20 a piece. He has the answers. And a lot of these problems we see around the world, the answer's there, but we want to pay to get rid of it. And I don't think it always works that way. I think you find that guy, you find that Chris Johnson or Lynn Nakamoto in that field, walking the streets with people that live this every day, and you could take your apples and create so much more power by handing it to the right people that are already there. And I know they're there. I'll give you an example. A few years back, we were not doing good at all. 5, 6 years ago, when I first found out my grandchildren, and I'm on disability, my wife lost her child, it was not good. And charities sent stuff to my house at Christmas time. Now, I had no idea who they were. I didn't even know they were there. It just showed up. Now, obviously it makes you feel good, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'll never forget that, and I won't. So when the apples come, I've got a direct thing that I'm going to do. But keep in mind, a lot of the ideas we have, build a 6-lane highway in Africa, make running water and all that, there's people on the ground in those certain places. You just got to find them. You got to find Chris Johnson. You got to find Robert Oates that maybe is taking care of homeless people, or they're taking care of people in the military that don't have homes and all that. And we can find a way to get those people involved that are already doing it with zero resources, zero. Those are the ones who want to get the money in their hand because they already know what to do. And that would be so cool. Yeah, you think you could just throw money at something, but money can create a problem if you don't direct it to where you want it to go. I would much rather get my value from that poor guy or woman that's social worker on the street already helping these people and say, if you had the money, what would you do? Well, I'd get that building. That building right there is only $1,000 a month. I'd open up that soup shop bigger. They already know. They just don't have anybody helping them. So I think it just made me think deeper into it than just, I'm going to get all the apples, I'm going to make water flow all over Africa. Yeah, that sounds good, but it's not quite, nothing's that easy. If that easy, we would do it. But I think if we really think about it and work as a team and start looking or thinking different about who do you go? The people are there. The people are there. They're working with nothing now. There's people with really gigantic hearts that have no resources, absolutely none. They're building things with nothing. In the US, in the big cities, right now, as we speak, helping people, giving them blankets. They know the people's name by heart, in person. Make them the superstar. Make them the one that matters. Doesn't have to be me. But if I can go to Bobby, who's been taking care of these people on the street for 10 years, and then Bobby gets to be the superstar, I won. I don't have, my name doesn't have to be on that plaque. I won. Help the people that are already there, and they're there. I just was running my yap last week, and this conversation came up between me, Chris, and Robin. And I think it's in all of us to do it. But I think you need to take that weight off your shoulders called debt or money. Once you fill your pockets, and that's why it was so important for Ash to say, fill your tank, fill your pocket, and then concentrate on others. He already knows the culture in Onpassive is caring and heart and love. The whole company was built that way. You can't get rid of it. If you're a weed, you will not grow in Onpassive. You've got to be a rose. You'll be choked out. So that's already done. It's a done deal. We won't get any founders that are wishy-washy. You might have a few here and there, but they don't stand up. They're not big enough to make a difference. But if we take the time after you have the money and breathe in deep where you don't have to worry about how do I help my kids through college, all that's gone. All that's gone. Then you can clearly go out and find those people that have been trying to make a difference but never were able to. Because I think the superstars are the ones that are already doing it. Not me, because all of a sudden I got a load of apples. I think I should give the apples to Bobby and let Bobby be the hero, or Susie or Mary or whatever. I know I went way deeper into this than was necessary, but I think people need to back off of the, I want world peace. I mean, of course you do. But, that's not going to solve anything. I just want to open people's mind in the beginning of this meeting to see what people think. I hope that made sense, but that's all I have right now.